Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, back for Anna Wednesday. No Anna Monday this week or last week with Attack on Titan Season 3. Last week the episode just didn't come out. I guess there was some weather issues in Japan or with the studio. From what I looked into it briefly, it seemed like the episode was just delayed until a couple days ago, at which point I was not prepared for Anna Monday. I was too busy doing other stuff out of town and whatnot, so getting to it right now. Basically that means, though, I have not watched any AOT in a hot minute here, so I'm trying to remember what went down last time. I believe episode 10 was last time, 11 right now. I believe it was the friend episode with Kenny, a lot of Kenny's backstory. Kenny then died at the end of the episode from his injuries. He finally revealed to Levi that he was his real uncle. And we learned kind of how Kenny got in touch or met up with Yuri, I believe is the guy's name, the former Titan from the Reese family, who gave his powers to his niece, and that was then stolen by Dr. Yeager, etc. Yeah, so it was mostly a backstory episode. Good stuff, though. We learned a little more insight on Kenny's character. Kind of the typical anti-hero guy, but really has somewhat of a good heart. Then, at the tail end of the episode, if I'm remembering correctly, we finally got a look at our boys, the Armor Titan and the... no, why am I blanking on what Berthold's Titan name is? Well, Reiner and Berthold, they were with old Beast Titan. It seemed like a Colossal Titan. That's Berthold. So, Beast Titan was fighting with Colossal Titan. They seemed to be having I think I called it their Titan form of rock, paper, scissors. That's how they were deciding something. Beast Titan won, and now they have to go along. Reiner and Berthold have to go along with whatever his plan is. So hopefully this episode's about that, or we get to see more of them, because that's definitely intriguing. It definitely seems like one arc to the season's a little bit over, with the Reese family drama, Historia being crowned queen now, and now we got to get into what's going on with these other Titan shifters. So, and well, let's get right back into it, though. Bystander. All right. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's a story, right? Alright, looks like 2-month flash forward. They were already calling her a goddess before, if I remember. So Eren did plug up the hole in the trust wall, we just didn't see it, I guess. Went uneventfully then. So far it looks like Erwin's plan is working to a T here. The people and everything. Not to mention Ymir, we didn't see her. Me too. Yeah, even the queen won't get in Mikasa's way when she's got those eyes on. Is this Sanji? Yeah. Okay, so that's the hole in the wall then. Is this how the Titans got trapped in the walls in the first place, or created the walls in the first place?
何が嬉しくて今さら調査兵なんかになったんだか。
そうですよ。ヒッチに止められたりしなかったんですか？
I thought she joined too.
散々なじられたよ。挙句にこのまま憲兵にいればうまい汁が吸えるとか少しは見直してたんだから見損なったって言ってやったよ。
くそが。
マルロはバカなの？こいつはおかっぱ野郎ですね。
なんだよ、マルロは間違ってないだろ。
Of course, Eren's the only one who agrees with him.
すっかり歴戦の猛者か。
Who's this guy?
世間全体がウォールマリア奪還をって盛り上がってんだ。
Okay, so they got more new recruits, evidently.
確かにお前ら変わったよな。面構えっていうかあったんだ。
Tony, you watch the show, bro?
明日は調整日だから朝から俺の村に帰ろうと思って。また何かわかるかもしれないし。
Oh, everyone turned into Titans there, man.
これから巨人の解明が進んでいけば、
Is she just still there?
ずっと終わらない悪夢を見ているようだったよ。
悪夢か。
お前最近そればっかだぞ。一人ブツブツと。お前が思い出さなきゃいけねえのはあの男だ。調査兵団の男ってやつよ。
Don't remember this part. Is he the bystander in question?
そもそもあの男は俺もどっかで見たことあるはずなんだ。
イエーガー先生の記憶じゃなくて、
洋館の頭突きでも食らえばいいんだよ。
それで思い出せんなら。あれ
Is it the commander? Commandant? No, that wouldn't make sense. Huh, maybe it is.
キーシャーディス。
So the first time we learned his name. Let's pause that. Executioner from Hell. That's what Hanji was just doing. A semi-automatic Titan extermination weapon constructed in part by Eren Yeager's hardening ability and the wall. Can safely fell and eliminate Titans compared to previous methods. Alright, so they weren't. That's just how they're killing them. They weren't. For a second, I was unsure if they were using the Titans to actually harden the wall up. Maybe they still are, but.
私はこちらで結構です。
確かお前はこの教官室に呼び出されてはよ
For
く知られ
chewing too many potatoes.
あれからたった数ヶ月みんな見違えるように変わったエレンお前は母親とよく似ているなだがその瞳の奥に宿す牙は
So he did know the family name.
から言えばなだが人類の理にはなり得ない話でよければ20年前ウォールマリア
Another flashback type of thing then.
おいあんたここで何をしているどうやって壁を越えてきた
That looks like young Dr. Yeager, I guess.
彼はなぜ壁の外にいるのか覚えていなかった記憶を一切なくしていたのだグリシャ・イエーガーという
わざわざ壁の外をうろつくバカがお前ら調査兵団以外にいるわけねえのによ
It's young Hannes.
とにかく被害者がいるわけでもねえし上への報告はなしだ。いいな。
ことがある。私は医者だ。病院を紹介してくれ。教えてくれないか。この世界のことや調査兵団あなたたちのことを。貧富の差こそあれどこの壁の中は平和なんだな。少なくとも巨人に怯えて生きているわけではない。
あんたもそう思うのかこの狭い壁の中で
あなたたちはこの壁の誰よりも賢く勇気がある。その存在は魂が自由であること。
また調査兵団の勧誘か
違うぞカルラ私は
Looks kind of like him.
選ばれし者でないと。
あら、そうですか。
選ばれし者そんなことを言われたのは初めてだった
Creepy ass Titan.
なれば成果は出せる私を認める彼らも例の伝染病だなんとかならないか
奥のベッドに
両親も
大丈夫、みんな助かるよ。
兵団団長に任命する。
Alright.
しか能のない団長、また自分だけ生き延びたのかい。
でもエルヴィンの分隊はまだ死人を出してないんだって。
団長変えちまえばいいのに。
このまま死ぬまで続けるつもりですか？
偉業を成し遂げること、いや理解することすら不可能だろう。エルヴィン、団長をやってくれるか。特別な人間はいる。自分ではなかったというだけのこと。思い出した。
This is a flashback. Okay.
お前だったな。
起きろエレン、母さんは一緒じゃないのか。
あれだ。
どこへ行く。
ついてこないでくれ。
彼らの敵を。なんせお前は特別だからな。私と違ってその子も違うんじゃないのかい。選ばれし者じゃないかもしれないぞ。かけるのか。
この子はあんたとは違う。私の子だ。どうか頼む。関わらないでくれ。
So it's just setting up what we already knew, but in terms of the plot that actually happened, but something's up with Dr. Yeager that we don't know
そし
still.
て私は気絶していたお前を避難所の寝床に戻した。
あんたの劣等感なんかどうでもいい。現実から逃げるな。公に心臓を捧げるとはそういうことだろう。
俺は特別でも何でもなかった。ただ特別な父親の息子だった。
彼らはこう言っていた。
特別じゃなきゃいけないんですか？この子は偉大になんてならなくてもいい。
Oh.
人より優れていなくたって可愛い。だからこの子はもう偉いんです。
ように自らの命を燃やし壁の外で燃え尽きるのだろう。
Interesting. That's the okay.
ただの傍観者だ。
Okay, so at the very end there, we found out it was Keith and the commander, commandant, whatever, that actually broke the strap on his thing in training. It had been implied before that, I thought at least, that it was Mikasa that did that because she didn't want, like, just even like we saw in this episode, always after Eren about stuff protecting him, telling him to eat, not rest, whatever. It seemed like she had done that back in the day to get him not to take him out of danger, but really it was the commandant who did it. To maybe he was trying to take him out of danger as well because he seemed to have a thing for his Eren's mom there, but or maybe he was just testing him. But I think it's probably the former though, that he wanted him to be out of danger, but then he realized he was special, so he told everyone, "Oh, this one's broken" or whatever. That's a little twist then, just a minor thing, but that's interesting. So it was mostly this, at the beginning there was a little more stuff about Historia, which he's doing now. Seems to all be going to plan. And then we had this whole, kind of the second episode in a row with the backstory on a character. This time was that the commandant, Keith, he's tied in with the Yeager family evidently. So we didn't really get another scene with Reiner and Berthold other than flashback type stuff, which that's a little disappointing, but everything we saw from the Commandant Keith's flashback stuff, it was mostly stuff we already knew. It was a little bit filling in the pieces together. Or we didn't know that he knew the Yeagers, and we didn't know this. The main thing we learned was that he found Dr. Yeager outside the walls 20 years ago with apparently no memory of anything. And then we just get this stuff like he's about how Yeager tells him he's special, he thinks he is, then he realizes he's not, whatever. So at face value, not too much new information, but I'm kind of suspicious about some of this stuff. So Keith is taking this on face value type of thing, like he told me I'm special, or he's saying you cursed me, don't curse your child, like that too. What he means is just telling him that he's special and that he can do whatever, I guess, and then when he really can't. But if we look at it a little deeper here, I feel like Grisha Yeager is still pretty sketchy in some way here, because obviously he came in, became the beloved town doctor, saved everyone, all this stuff. And it seems like he's fighting for good here, or, you know, with what he did with Eren, sacrificing himself, giving Eren the power, which seemingly to save the day for the citizens here. And that could still be it, but I do think that it's highly suspicious that he was in the middle of, you know, outside the walls with no memory. Is it possible that he was a Titan already and like a Reiner or something, and then, because there's even like parts in this episode where Eren was remembering stuff like what Ymir was saying, like, and about how who are we fighting really? Who are these people really? Are they people that just had huge parts of their life taken away? So the way Yeager woke up there and then, you know, it was found by Keith, that is pretty sketchy. I don't. Is it possible that he was one of the Titan Shifter people, or, you know, from that village or whatever Reiner and Berthold are from, then really did lose his memory and became this new guy, you know, remembered he was a doctor, I guess, or whatever, and then became the new guy. I mean, also it makes sense if he did remember stuff, or even if he didn't remember exactly but knew he was a doctor and had knowledge, it would make sense if he was from that type of society originally. I'd be better able to make the injections or whatever he's doing, you know, or whatever's going on in the basement. If we're still looking at the potential that he's a villain in some way, or he's not doing what he says, I guess he could have been lying about losing his memory and is coming as like a spy. That would make sense, like saying, I don't remember anything. Oh, tell me how the whole society works and everything like that. And he's just like, okay, he didn't know anything, I told him everything, but that's what like a spy would do. But then again, it does seem like he's on the side, you know, with his actions we've seen in these flashbacks with what he did with Eren and the Reese family. It seems like he thought he was doing the right thing for society, but I guess we still don't know, because even, you know, what Reese's daughter planned to do as the Titan was good for society. We're finding out a little bit through her uncle and all this stuff, and then that got interrupted by Grisha, so it's getting pretty complicated here, but I definitely think there's more going on with Grisha Yeager than what we were presented with in this episode through Keith's eyes, essentially. And then, yeah, it was mostly filling in stuff we knew, but it's kind of interesting to see how things are cyclical too. Like, people, it's still the same thing. Like, even 20 years ago, the scouts were considered crazy, and all the other soldiers and everyone else is saying they're crazy and all that. Little young Hana's action there. Still drinking, of course, R.I.P. And then it was like, oh, Keith is doing such a bad job, they should promote the next guy, Erwin. He doesn't get anyone killed. Well, when we saw the start of the show with Erwin was in charge at that point. You know, people are saying the same thing there. He's crazy, he's getting people killed, so it's cyclical in that way. It's interesting. Yeah, but that's gonna do it for Anna Wednesday today. I should be back on Anna Monday next week, watching animes, reacting to animes on a Monday, with Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. That's the first time I've tried saying that in a while. Still probably don't have it right. But Season 3, Episode 12 next time. Look out for that. Do subscribe to the channel if you like these. Do feel free to leave a comment if you want to discuss anything. No spoilers of the manga, please. And join me back next time. And until then, I'm out of here. Peace.
まだパンとスープが残ってるでしょ。おしゃべりは食べ終わってからにしなさい。